Hello, we're on page 95 or 94. Find counterexamples, okay? Show that a conjecture is true. To show that conjecture is true for all cases, you must prove it. It takes only one false example, however, to show that a conjecture is not true. This false example is called a counterexample, and it can be a number, a drawing, or a statement. So if you look at example 4, find a counterexample to show that each conjecture is false. So if n is a real number, then n squared is greater than n. I'll give you my example. Suppose n equals a half. Okay, that would be my counterexample. Then n squared equals 1/2 squared, which is a fourth. And then n equals a half, right? So now n squared, this would imply that 1/4 is bigger than a half if n squared is bigger than n. Okay, if n squared is bigger than n, then a fourth is bigger than a half. So 1/4 would be a counterexample. The book used 1, I used a half. B, if jk is equal to kl, then k is the midpoint of jl. So I just, again, made another counterexample to show you that there is more than one counterexample here. So jk and kl are both 1 inch. Notice that k is not the midpoint of jl. The midpoint is q. So this drawing that I made is the counterexample. Okay, 4a, if n is a real number, then negative n is a negative number. So do 4a and 4b right now. Try to come up with an example to show that it's false. So negative numbers are real numbers. So n equals -5. Then negative n equals negative 5, which equals a positive 5. Okay, there's the counterexample. Okay, 4b. If angle ABC is congruent to angle DBE, then angle ABC and angle DBE are vertical angles. Okay, here's my drawing. DBE is 90 and ABC are 90-degree angles, but they're not vertical angles. Remember that vertical angles would be like these two angles here, opposite sides of the x. These are not vertical angles, so this drawing is my counterexample.